Yo, we gotta talk real quick, man. We really gotta talk. I finally hope people are paying attention to just how riled up, how angry, how frustrated you're getting on a daily basis. Outside of just, this administration, even before everything started happening in February and late January. But notice how every single time you used to get on social media, you're either getting frustrated, you're getting mad, you're getting angry. These things are not normal. You're not supposed to, feel these feelings on a daily basis. Sometimes multiple times a day. You open your phone on Instagram, TikTok, especially Twitter. Oh my goodness, stay up on Twitter. Um, you're not supposed to get mad. If you're getting riled up easily from YouTube comments, from anything your algorithm's pushing, someone's making money off of you. And not only that, they're exploiting you as an individual. You being mad is benefiting somebody else. Not even just lining their pockets, but they're taking their attention away from you. And like the biggest, most valuable thing that we have nowadays in this modern era, not I wouldn't even say like 21st century. This is the past like 5 6 years, pretty much since COVID. And the biggest thing we have is our ability to focus, to truly focus, deep work. I think what Cal Newport, this was written in one of his books, but to truly not get distracted is one of the best assets that you can have as not only like a professional in your professional environment, but even for yourself, your alignment as yourself. I finally hope that people, especially a lot of young guys that were getting frustrated with dating or not having a community, feeling isolated. Um, you're isolated in your room or your daily routine, and you feel like you're by yourself all the time. It's really popular. It's popularized now, but before the term was coined, the male loneliness epidemic and everything. It's like you're not weird looking, bud. Like just get out your room. You know what I mean? Like I know it takes a lot. You know what I mean? Like you're 18, 19, 20, 21, and you got a lot of things mentally going on with you. But watching Instagram Reels isn't going to help that, or watching TikTok all day isn't going to help that. And especially if you're seeing echo chambers where people are dunking on girls or life is just always set up against you. I was always raised with the notion that someone always has it worse than you. Like my grandparents, my mother, uncles, everyone was always saying like, be grateful for every single thing that you have in your life because someone is experiencing what you're experiencing, and probably way worse. Like that I was always raised with that notion and that sentiment. And I wish a lot of people were just not only thankful for what they had, but they're getting angry on the smallest things. It's like, why is this dude wearing a purple color T-shirt? It's Thursday. You know what I mean? Like that's ridiculous. But people be fighting over the smallest things, and also they don't use their phones to research even the most basic things. It's like how far is Saturn away from the Earth? It's like X amount of millions of miles. You know what I mean? Like, but people don't even want to take the time to just look up the small things. And now even basic facts are being altered in this weird timeline that we're in. I just hope that this with in light of recent events, people are just understanding like the wool's being pulled from their eyes now. They're saying like, oh no, I was being exploited. Like oh man, like I'm the butt of the joke. Like the joke is on me. You know, and it has to be now or never, man, because it's like we're getting to a point of no return. Like I really just, it's not more like some people are just really bitter, which is understandable from their position because if you're a young girl during this time period and like what just happened on Twitter with like Valkyrie or whatnot, the girls that were followed by that weird dude on Twitter. There's a lot of people that have been in uncomfortable situations and have been not even just assaulted, but just not nice people want to ruin other people's lives because they want to feel miserable. They want to share that misery, and a lot of people will be smug about it, and they'll be not glad, but they'll be like, "Oh, I told you so." That's not really my perspective. My perspective is just now, now that you can fully aware, like, don't contribute to the problem. Like, please don't contribute to the problem. If you're now realizing, wow, man, maybe Andrew Tate is a bad guy. It's like you do have all the facts. Like there's enough evidence out there now. You know what I mean? Like even in 2022, there was enough evidence, but there is clearly enough evidence that like people around like that, and like are genuinely terrible people. Like people have come out that have been trafficked before, that have experiencing these things and abuse and neglect, and it's like you don't lie to yourself. Don't live in these echo chambers that are just feeding off of hate, because that is one of the most, not even low vibrational things that you can do, but it's not productive to anybody, and you're only putting yourself in a dangerous mentality to do dangerous things. You're like, our brains are magnets. Our brains are literally magnets, and I'm not trying to have that too super deep thought at the moment, but it truly is dangerous. If you're thinking about this day in, day out, like, oh, I'm so frustrated, you know what I mean? I'll never get a girlfriend, this, that, and the third. It's like that's an extremely dangerous mentality to have. And I'm just over here saying, like, hey man, do some stretching in the morning. You know what I mean? Do some yoga. Like that's something that's really helped me out. You get a lot more different tension out of your body than you might with weightlifting. So there is not only a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, but there's the grass is greener on the other side when you choose to see life is a big field, and I can go anywhere I want, rather than this hellscape where I'm caged in, I'm boxed in. I feel like I'm an animal. I feel like I'm just frustrated all the time. Like life shouldn't be like that mentally, and a lot of guys are living like that mentally. So those are just my 2 bits at the moment, and I just really hope that specifically a lot of young guys realize that you have a lot of power, and it is up to you to use that power respectfully. If not, people will weaponize you for their own gains, and it is extremely important to think for not only for yourself, but sit down with others that have a different opinion from you and learn. Like, we're extremely impressionable, especially in that age range of fresh college age. You know what I mean? Like you're young, you're ready, you feel invincible, but it's like, make sure you're helping somebody else. You know what I mean? Help the old lady across the street. Don't look at don't look at people for how evil they are initially. Just try to be more helpful. If you look at it in a position of service, I promise you'll naturally meet more people, and you'll appreciate the smaller things. Like I've been living in a major city by myself for going on 2 years now, and I've had to force myself to talk to all sorts of people on a daily basis. Every single time I go out on a Saturday or Sunday, I have to force myself to talk to everybody, and it's really helped shape my life. I'm a 10 times more positive person than I am in college than I was in college, because I'm not surrounded by the same things. And also, like, I'm by myself. I have some solitude, but I'm forcing myself to get out there every week, and not every day, because I have a pretty basic routine with gym. But I'm forcing myself to not even just see the good in people, but try to help others when I can, or even just reach out to somebody, make it super platonic. That could make somebody's day. Just talk to them about their shoes, what book they're reading, or whatnot. It's just small talk. Small talk can be beneficial. So hopefully this helps somebody.